So the topic of today's sermon is evaluate your love. Lately at the temple, a lot of people have been coming and asking about relationships or love or, how do I find a good partner or this and that. And so I want to refresh your memory about one of the Buddha's teachings. There was once a man who came to see the Buddha. He said, I really love my wife. I love her a lot and I'm so in love with her and I want to meet her every life. What do I need to do to meet her every life? And his wife heard that. She ran into the Buddha too. Buddha, me too. I love my husband so much. I want to meet him every single life. What do I need to do? And so the Buddha says, in order for someone to have a lasting love, have love that lasts a long time, you have to fit 4 things. Number 1, you both have to have saddha, which means faith. But this doesn't mean you have to believe in the same thing. You have to believe in the same thing equally. If one person is super dedicated to one religion, but another person is super dedicated to another religion, it'll be very hard to communicate in the long term. Or in another situation where one person's super dedicated to the same religion, but the other person's not really, it's still going to be very hard to communicate. So in that case, how do you do it when there's 2 different religions? Or the same religion, but both people are not the same level? Then you have to have a level of tolerance for each other. You have to support each other. You have to help each other as opposed to fight against each other. That's one way to overcome the saddha, the faith. Number 2 is tan or tana, which is charity. If you have one person that loves to give and loves to help and loves to give and is selfless and always helping other people, but then you have the other person who's very selfish and stingy, your relationship will not last very long because you guys both don't agree. And so, if you're going to be stingy, both of you be stingy. If you're going to be generous, both be generous. But if you can't do that, at least you should support the other person. Somebody has to make a compromise. One of you has to. If the other one doesn't, then you have to, for the sake of your relationship. Number 3 is the sila. You have to have the same level of restraint. Of the 5 precepts, don't kill, don't steal, sexual misconduct, bad speech, and intoxication in drugs and alcohol, you have to see which person has what flaws and which person has what strengths. So if one person's a cheater, but the other person's not, the relationship's not going to last very long. One person loves to drink and get drunk and the other person doesn't, the relationship's not going to last very long. One person loves to steal, but the other person doesn't, the relationship's not going to last very long. But if you both like to steal, the relationship will last for a while. If you both like to drink, the relationship will last for a while. If you're both cheaters, the relationship will last for a while because you have the same level of restraint. And so it's very important that you adapt to each other. I'm not saying you should be bad people, but whatever the other person is, one of you has to adapt. And finally, the most important one is both teams, both people have to have the same level of panya, wisdom. You both have to be wise. You both have to be smart at the same level. Otherwise, the relationship will not last very long. So even though you might not be a perfect match for each other, even though it might not be perfect in every aspect, the smart person will adjust. One of you, whoever knows that they're smarter and knows that they're better, you have to adjust to the other person. Just like the parents adjust to the children, same thing, in a relationship, you have to adjust. If they don't adjust, then you adjust for the future of your relationship and for the everlasting of your love. Because love is not just based on, I love you, you love me, that's it. Love is based on hard work and working at it. And so if you want to have love in this life, you want to have a happy relationship, you have to work for it. Nothing comes for free. So I wish you all good luck in your search for love and happiness in this life.